So why are we pulling the mighty 4.0? Well, because it cracked a valve cover. That's why. Actually, why it cracked the valve cover is why we're pulling the engine. So my brother changed the oil in this thing. This is his truck, and he noticed immediately afterwards that he smelled burning oil when he was driving. And so I got underneath it, and it was dripping oil from the rear of the engine onto the exhaust. And so I immediately thought, you know, it's could be a rear main seal. That's the problem with these engines of this particular year anyway. And so I was like, okay, got to looking a little bit more. Okay, no, the oil's coming up from the side of the engine. So maybe the oil filter adapter. There's a technical bulletin out on those for this particular year model and surrounding year models because of porosity there. So could be that. Well, no, the oil's coming up. So anyway, figured out oil was coming from the valve covers. And so I pulled the valve cover, replaced the valve cover, put it back together, and as soon as we cranked it up, it just had a horrendous noise. So we shut it back down. I took it off again, and that's when I checked the timing. Now this engine was originally, not this particular one, but the 4.0 was originally an overhead valve engine, meaning push rods and all that good stuff. This is an overhead cam engine now, and so where the camshaft used to go through the block, that is what connects the driver's side timing kit, which is on the front of the engine, to the passenger side timing kit, which is on the rear of the engine. So obviously this is going to be like really, really hard to get to. Anyway, I got the valve cover back off, checked it, and man, there's so much slop in that chain. So that's when we knew we had something wrong there, probably a broke guide or something like that. Anyway, I need to look at that. The problem is, one, it's hard to get to. I guess technically you could pull the transmission and access it from behind while the engine's still in the truck. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull the engine because if this thing actually jump time, the likelihood that we have bent valves is not small. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do a once over. We're gonna go ahead and when we get to the point of putting this thing back together, we'll do the rear main seal and we'll check bearings, and we're gonna make sure that this engine is ready to go another 200, 300,000 miles because my brother actually maintains this stuff. So anyway, that's why we're doing what we're doing.